It's a race against the clock. We are a disgraceful lot, and it's beneath us to continue misbehaving and missing out on these precious opportunities to stand tall and see clearly the circumstances before us that should take priority in our minds. But instead, based on the norms of our time, we are dysfunctional in being so driven to participate in society, and it's hard not to direct yourself in ways that have an impact on your environment. That's a byproduct of our human existence, and we have needs. And as an animal with the potential to be more than just that which grovels at the bottom of the food chain to a smaller, large extent. Well, it's a question on what we want to do with this experience and how we want to approach these things and show up for each other and hold space that allows us to speak on these things and take responsibility. And it's such a awesome development to pursue that in the process of actually pursuing it, because we show that we have some willingness, we see the benefits. And so that's one of the many reasons and incentives that we would appear to have as a global community. There is a hyper enjoyment of our access to things that leads us astray, because our impulses and the setup of society kind of goes into pushing us in those ways and directing us in those ways. Well, as a consideration to make in trying to be the best that we can be in the process of living with integrity, it begs the question, how ought we respond responsibly to these many injustices and all these indignities that are coming to feature regularly? It's a disgraceful display of our ignorance and selfishness in being unwilling to approach this as a family, as people that actually depend on each other, as people that need one another and could use each other, and understand in whatever ways focus goes into helping us to be productive. Well, let's pay attention and help each other to move with grace, because we would want to be of service not only to ourselves but each other and our environment and nature, in showing an appreciation and respect for it. We owe it to each other. We owe it to what we got to experience. We owe it to the children. We owe it to the plants and animals. We owe it to ourselves to spend some serious time considering the consequences of ignoring reality. Because there are, developments occurring that signify or signal a dysfunctional society that is, barreling towards a dark and uncertain future. And in behaving wisely, it would seem like it would look like something along the lines of, people trying to act maturely and live in harmony and allow each other the flexibility to flow and grow. And when we come into the throes of chaos or things that are happening, it's how might we manage and live and learn to represent ourselves with the gusto that we've earned as an amazing people. And so, what's up? Where do you stand on all this? And how would you hope for things to develop? There's only so much time, and we need to start thinking clearly so we can actually act. There is so much to be gained, and we are losing so much depending on what we do. And if we can involve ourselves in all these sorts of activities that don't amount to very much at the end of the day, as far as meaning and things that are fulfilling, well, how would you have things? And why aren't we respected at the table? Where does it factor in that the Richie Riches of the world and those running businesses that have found themselves on a level with that status are not the only co-creators in this experience? And given the fact that we are equals, how about showing respect point blank all along the way as best we can, giving each other a chance, striving for balance so we can actually work to communicate effectively and bring it so that we can not only help ourselves and each other, but everything. This is a future. If you want to enjoy the pleasures of this excess as a participant in a, society that's remarkably removed from reality, considering that its pressure on the system is so striking that you would think that as an experiment this one would have imploded sooner and perhaps not have led to these futures. But here we are. an amazing, curious, peculiar thing, reality, and it's happening. And as a physical being, not unlike that which you are, and in, observing accurately, it's hot. It's to say what matters most. It's how we approach things. Let's think and walk each other towards a brighter future, which is available to us when we are courageous enough to break the mold, to stand for more than we're giving, so that we can implore others to be that, awesome. So, take it, seriously, because, this is everything. Our future, what's happening, is dependent on the decisions we make. Bitch! So who cares about us being like